Well, good evening, everybody, and happy Monday, March 24th. It is currently 6:22, just about to have sunset here in the next hour on a beautiful spring day. And thank you guys so much for joining our channel and watching. And I really hope you guys enjoy these videos I make. A little bit about myself. My name is Cody. I'm an avid outdoorsman. Spend most of my time, as you can see, fishing, hunting, spending a lot of times in the outdoors. And over the last 15 years, I have, kind of grown obsessed with the weather and, looking at it daily and just making my decisions on where I'm going to fish, how I'm going to fish, hunting predictions, all that kind of stuff. I really came to learn that weather plays a big factor in everything you do in the outdoors. So this channel is going to be a little bit about the weather, on making your predictions on where you should go fish, how you should be fishing. Same with hunting. We'll also be looking at like soil health, plant growth health, things like that help with antler growth, nesting conditions for pheasants, things along that nature that I just enjoy looking at and hope you guys do too. So without further ado, let's take a look at the channel and hope you guys enjoy. All right, so starting off here, this is the satellite imagery, just as about the sun sets. As you can see here, this is the sun setting as we speak over Minnesota. This is a live look over Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and here we are, Montana and Wyoming. So what you guys can see is a big ridge of pressure starting to build into the west. So California, you can see there's no clouds. Nevada, southern Oregon is pushing all that moisture up into Washington, British Columbia, and then it's also cascading back down with the northwest flow, creating some rain showers throughout the day today. You guys have probably noticed, but it's really warm, windy, as you can just see this ridge of pressure is pushing in, squeezing out that last little bit of moisture as it pulls northwest and dives down. So looking around at the radar we're just talking about, as you guys can see, that northwest flow is coming in, the showers are pushing down, scattered. The heaviest seems to be southeast of Billings there, with some good showers up north of Missoula and a couple along the high line of Malta. But for the most part, it wasn't anything to write home about. Light rain off and on throughout the day, just a nice spring day, although on the windy side. So looking at our average temperatures for the day that we saw, Bozeman, where I'm located, we hit 61 degrees with a low of 46. The normal value is 50, so we're way above average. And I think, where does it say a record? Probably missing it. Record is 74, so we're still a ways off from the record value, but getting closer by Wednesday, Thursday, when we'll look here in a little bit, but that's going to get closer to being a chance of being broken. Just a trace of an inch of moisture today, half inch roughly of what we're sitting at for the month, which is about average. Since our water year, October 1, we're sitting at about average as well. So all in all, we're looking pretty dang good for water here in Bozeman. Picking around some other cities, Great Falls, really no moisture to bring home today. Let's see, your temperature was 58 degrees again, so really nice day, beautiful day out there. Again, it was windy though. I would love to hear some reports of what you guys were seeing here and out of Great Falls and Bozeman. Actually, Great Falls, the airport was picking up at 32 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 44. So a pretty breezy day, but nothing too crazy to write home about. Month to date moisture, we are above average slightly for the month out of Great Falls at 0.64. Your normal value is just under a half inch. And then since the water year October 1, we're sitting over a quarter of an inch above average. So again, looking good for our water year, looking good for anybody who's planted winter wheat. Snowpack will be looking good, that we're looking at over here just a little bit. And finally, let's just take a look at Lewistown. And Lewistown, sitting about no rain today, a little bit actually below average, surprisingly, for the month. You should be closer to half inch. You're at 0.31. And since October 1, we are sitting about 2 inches below normal. So very interesting to see. That's kind of a surprising number, just based out of all the moisture we've gotten out of Bozeman and what Great Fall was looking at. I'm kind of curious. Let's just take a quick peek at Havre as well. Oops. Because they're up north. I want to see if they are below average as well. No, they're sitting about average for this time of year, month to year date, and water year. So very surprising that Lewistown was sitting so far behind average. All right, and another thing we like to look at, or I like to look at, is the cameras. So we'll just go throughout the whole state. We'll start in the west, looking at Lookout Pass. Snowy, rainy conditions, nothing too crazy. Roads look all good. What I really like to look at is actually just what the weather looks like it's been doing there. Sometimes these radars pick up on what they think is rain, but really isn't much to bring home about. So let's look here at Bozeman. Yeah, dry roads. Nothing too crazy. You can see all the snowpack we have, but all the snow Mount the Low Valley has come out, which is awesome to see by early March. Billings, you're sitting at 62 degrees still, and a beautiful day. Looks like a really nice day. All the snow is melted there as well. I know you guys did see some rain. You can see some rain in the southeast portion. Miles City, you're still at 54 degrees, and you guys can see here still some moisture on the roads, but beautiful evening out in Miles City. 54 degrees, you'll take it for March for sure. Bringing it up north, let's take a look up at the High Line. Let's look at Poplar here. Cloudy day. It's not giving me a temperature, so let's find one that's a temperature. Seco, sitting at 56 degrees. You guys can see here, just a really warm day for the plains with some moisture coming in. Let's look here at how hard it's actually raining there in Circle. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it says it's raining, but it's nothing really to bring home. Like, it's fairly light if it is raining, but we'll take whatever moisture we can get. And then one more look here at the High Line. Beautiful day, beautiful sunset. Look at that. Awesome. Can't get much better for March. Snowpack. Let's go over our snowpack for the year. Right now, all Montana, we are looking really good. I mean, I haven't seen the state across the board basically average in quite a long time. There are still some areas like the Sun, Teton, Marias area that need some help. If it'll load here. And then the St. Mary's is the same, as you guys can see here. Really lagging behind in early March, but we've picked it up. So hopefully to get closer to average for these areas. But like I was saying, the rest of the state, you're looking at awesome. Flathead, 99. Kootenai, 94. Lower Clark Fort, 99. Bitterroot, 102%. Now this is surprising because 2 weeks ago, I think we were sitting at 84%. And look at the jump we've made in the last 6-7 days. We started at 17.7 inches of moisture in the snow pack. We jumped all the way up to 20 inches. So looking really good. Jefferson 97, Madison 101, Gallatin 108, Upper Yellowstone 105. So snowpack's looking good. Should be nice, healthy for our rivers, our lakes, and fingers crossed, not too bad of a snow year. So this is our climate prediction reporting areas for the state of Montana. This is just going to show you where we've ranked the last 30 days in precipitation. So the blue colors are going to be your wetter years going all the way down to 1. And then your lighter colors or your tan colors are going to be drier. So this ranks out of 133 years that they've been reporting. So as you can see here, most of the state, I would say the west to the southwest corner has been sitting really nice the last 30 days and picking up additional moisture. We saw that in the snowpack. Rest of the state, we're looking average up along the High Line, the Golden Triangle, as this is called, for all the production of wheat. The northeast corner is what seems to be lagging behind, and that is a trend we've been seeing and something to keep an eye on. This portion of the state going into the Canadian Prairie, the Dakotas, really has been missing out on a lot of the moisture, so we would like to see them pick up some rain as we get into more of our wetter months. Speaking of the warmth, we talked about it today. This is, again, the same climate reporting districts, with the tanner colors being the warmest and then the bluer colors being the coldest. So within the last 30 days, most of Montana has been seeing near record warmth for the last 30 days. I don't know if you guys have been out and about, but my grass is starting to grow a little bit in the front yard. I got tulips popping already, which is pretty crazy for late March in Bozeman. The western side of the state, you're sitting a little bit closer to average, but still a fairly warm March or the last 30 days that we've been seeing. So spring has been coming, but it's in Montana, and never know when we're going to have our next snow and freezing cold. So something I like to talk about, we were just looking at that dryness that's been anchored in the northeast. So this is a soil moisture map that NASA produces, and kind of gives you just an estimate. Now, none of this is 100% exact of what's going on for the soil moisture and what we have in our soil right now for good plant growth. But you can see here we had a good drought that formed over the northwest portion of Montana, and it's still anchored there without the snow being able to melt yet. You won't see this change. What I really want to look at is here. So this northeast portion of the state has missed out on a lot of moisture since, I would say, really last summer, late summer, going into fall. A real fall drought. We had good moisture in the spring, but by July rolled around, talking to farmers out in this area, moisture just stopped. So we would love to see some more water come back in here for all the growers, for the animals, the plants, and it's really just a indicative of what's actually happening throughout the northern plains right now. As you can see, here we are in Montana. This drought really anchors itself into the Dakotas and kind of wraps around back into the Canadian prairie and then up in the northeast corner of Montana. So love to see a little bit moisture come into play, but we'll have to wait and see as we get into our rainy months. All right, so this is what we're seeing right now as far as our 500 millibar height anomalies. So red's going to be your high pressure, blue's going to be your troughs. So we're going to watch the contour lines, and when you're seeing these rays up like this with that red color and come back down, this is your ridges, and then when it comes back down, these are your troughs. So higher ridges typically means that we're missing our moisture. So you can see the way our radar was showing, actually the satellite imagery, as it's coming back up and over, it's actually doing the same thing that the 500 millibar heights are showing. So that moisture is riding these bars up and around and comes back down while the heat bakes in underneath. So higher pressure, warmer temperatures, less moisture. So it's kicking itself into the British Columbia and out. And then, as you can see, it also dropped down and create a trough here over the Great Lakes area. As we play out, this ridge is really going to start to form and intensify. And then the highest heights we're probably going to see is this Wednesday, Thursday. It really kind of transitions over the east and anchors itself over more of that Four Corners region, reaching up into Montana, and will play out through Thursday. And then this is where it gets interesting. Thursday is when we see another trough start to enter into the Pacific coast. It sits here off the coast, and troughs always spin counterclockwise, so it's going to be kicking in the moisture in as it goes around. And don't quote me on that. I believe, now I'm second guessing, so counterclockwise. Yes, it will be going counterclockwise. I'll check myself and report back on the next video, guys. But this trough's going to kick in, and it's going to bring in more moisture and anchor itself into the Great Basin, Four Corners area. And then this is going to create some just average temperatures. The trough really misses us. It goes down low, splits in between the two highs, and will create more moisture to the southern portions of our state and down into the Four Corners area, California and such, going into this weekend. After that, we'll take a look. I don't really like to look out past 1 week. It's not 100% active, but this is just general trends. Throughout early next week, it looks like we have more troughing that's going to be entering the west coast, coming through Montana, and most likely bringing in some more moisture as you see another one develop and drop in. So cooler weather for sure. Looks like early next week, and we'll just kind of watch it and see how much moisture it's going to bring. All right, so over the next 7 days, we'll look out. This is precipitation types. This will show us how much precipitation we'll be getting over the next 7 days through the European model. So as you guys can see here, that's coming over that ridge, so it's anchoring into British Columbia and really hitting British Columbia. Washington hard early this week. With these light rain showers developing, this is this evening that we are already seeing. So localized, I wouldn't put any money into exact locations, but localized you can find little heavier amounts of rain from these rain showers. And then as we get into Friday and Saturday, this is when you can see that storm finally break off the coast and enter into Montana and really bring in some nice moisture for it looks like the central portion of the state through the southern portion of Montana. Park this out for 1 full week. All right, so Inch out in Great Falls, anywhere in the blue, we're seeing good moisture. This is what we want to see, especially for any of you winter wheat and guys just wanting to get good moisture in the ground before they plant, or your own, native grasses and everything like that. We all need to start building in good moisture for all the animals. So you can see here all the blues are shining nicely. We'll have been getting good moisture into most of the state. This is the spot I'm concerned about. As you can see, over the northeastern portion, going into the Dakotas and the Prairie, continuously missing out on good moisture. This is something to watch and make sure that, hopefully we get some rain that comes into this area. But, lately, every time, the models don't really bring in a whole lot of rain for this area. So as we get into more rainy months, we'll see. This is what I call La La Land. After you get past 1 week, the models kind of get crazy, and a lot of times aren't really good at reporting actually what's going to be happening. So, got a 1/4 inch in the northeast, but good rains coming in. Like I said, we like to look at more 1 week out. This is more accurate of what I would expect. It looks like through this weekend, an inch of moisture coming in, which is greatly needed, and we'll take whenever we can get. Now, looking at max temperatures for over the next week, that same time period, it is going to be about average to a little bit warmer than average, depending on where you are in the state, which is, means rainfall versus snowfall in a lot of the areas. So, great to see for the plants. Mountain snow still, of course, but look how warm. I mean, 72 in Great Falls, 64 in Glasgow, 69 looks like out in Miles City. That's just crazy, unbelievable for Wednesday, and I believe it gets even warmer on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, 77 degrees on Thursday in Miles City. That's crazy. Enjoy it while you can, because, like I said, it's Montana, and the next day it can totally change, and it does. From Friday into Saturday, the temperatures start to drop. We're actually going to be a little bit cooler than average, closer to average up on the high line. And this just kind of sticks around as we're looking at that trough. This is kind of what we can expect over the next week. So, like I was saying, guys, this is what you can expect from our channel. I hope you enjoy it. I'll be doing some more content from, what I'm actually getting off of my weather station here, what I'm seeing in my own garden, what I'm seeing in my own, rain gauges, things like that. If there's anything specific that you guys want to see, or an area you guys always want me to cover, please let me know. Of course, please hit that subscribe and like button. It helps me out a ton. And I hope you guys enjoy the channel. Thanks.